Loosen My Load for the Henry de Bromhead treble, €153,000, and it's 11-2 now. Money coming for 11-2 now. Loosen My Load with 7-2 favourite, still Wishful Thinking, and 4-1 Noble Prince, 6-1 Robinson Collage, and as I said, 11-2 Loosen My Load, and 13-2 Mr. Gardner. It'd be great if he could win that Loosen My Load for that punter, but female.
Wishful Thinking now would have to give a negative, drifting out to almost hitting 4-1, and that's because of this money on the exchanges and in the ring for Loosen My Load. Also the positive Noble Prince, and I personally think the Radium's a silly price, but Wishful Thinking now an egg, Matt.
4-1 Noble Prince, 11-2 bar.
Very quickly, I think, having looked at them in the paddock, that Mr. Gardner has got a decent chance. Mr. Cracker, rather, Davy Russell's mount. Jim and Ted?
Yeah, the horses look well. I mean, in the paddock, for me, Noble Prince looks outstanding. Watching him walk around the paddock, if you were in the paddock, you couldn't go beyond him. He looks terrific.
I agree with Ted. He looks really well.
Thank you very much. It was super.
Well, sunny crowds at Cheltenham. It's really... I've known this meeting held in weather you wouldn't inflict on a polar bear, but it's just great to see blue sky, warm sunshine, and you know, it brings out those extra few to just thinking, well, shall we go out to the festivals there or not? The locals say, yeah, go on, it's going to be a blinding day out. Don't forget, tomorrow, Gold Cup Day, you've got the morning line at 8:30 in the morning with everything you need to know, all the betting updates, a lot of inside track on the characters involved, and of course you've got HD, high-definition pictures of the Gold Cup for the very first time on Channel 4 HD. Well, the first of another busy afternoon in the hands of Simon Holt.
14 declared runners for the Tote Sport Cheltenham Gold Cup tomorrow, though they do include Alberta's Run, who's obviously scheduled to run today, so likely that we'll have 13 to face the starter in what is an intriguing renewal and a clash of generations, with Corto Star and Denman, the 11-year-olds, taking on young up-and-comers, chief of whom, of course, is the 6-year-old long-run winner of the King George. That's coming up tomorrow, live on Channel 4, 3:20, one of the races of the year. Meanwhile, for the Jewson, they're about to line up. Mr. Gardner in the grey jacket. On the side looks like being ridden forward here by Barry Geraghty. And they jump away. And another Cheltenham roar on this third day of the festival sends them towards the first fence, with Boogler on the outside of Mr. Gardner and Loosened by Load in the red cap. Prominent Mr. Thriller in the headgear, quite keen early. Wishful Thinking in the shades of blue is on the inside as they go on towards the second fence. And it's Mr. Gardner with Boogler wide, Wishful Thinking the inside, Loosen My Load, Mr. Thriller. In a noseband, Mr. Cracker, the maroon jacket, Coot Hill out wide in blue and yellow from Radium. Then Noble Prince on the inside. Blazing Tempo is second last, and the grey Robinson Collage is the back marker. Running round the bottom left-hand turn, about 12 lengths first to last, and Mr. Gardner, very big horse, leads the way here in the hands of Barry Geraghty. For Nicky Henderson, they had a run of seconds on the first day. Still looking to get on the score sheet as they go towards the third fence. Mr. Gardner coming to it, and is almost joined there by Loosen My Load on the near side of Wishful Thinking. And then Mr. Thriller, Noble Prince towards the far side, up the inside, Boogler on the near side as they jump the next. Then raced Radium, followed by Blazing Tempo and Coot Hill. And here are the SPs, Wishful Thinking going off the 7-2 favourite from Noble Prince at 4-1. On towards the next, the first of the two fences, which will be jumped in the home straight when they finish this race in a circuit's time. And over this, Wishful Thinking on the inside there of Mr. Gardner, then Loosen My Load and Boogler, followed by Mr. Thriller and Noble Prince and Tony McCoy around the inside, jumping the next, and Mr. Gardner nodding on landing there. The first runner to make a mistake here. Mr. Cracker is tracking them from Radium and Boogler on the outside, then Coot Hill, Blazing Tempo and Robinson Collage, and the crowd cheering them as they pass the stands. And there's certainly a louder atmosphere here on this third day of the festival today, and it'll be even more tomorrow. They turn into the back straight. Wishful Thinking now in front. Richard Johnson for Philip Hobbs, They've already had 2 winners at the meeting. Racing downhill to the next. Wishful Thinking, Mr. Gardner, Noble Prince is hugging the rail, jumping this plain fence. Then Loosen My Load, followed by Mr. Thriller. After these, Boogler is just being pushed along now. Mr. Cracker travels quite well with Radium on the inside. Then Blazing Tempo, Coot Hill and Robinson Collonge clearing the water jump, and Wishful Thinking took that by about 4 lengths. Now an open ditch ahead of them. Wishful Thinking comes in to take it from Noble Prince and Mr. Thriller second and third. Then Loosen My Load, followed by Radium. Then Mr. Cracker and Mr. Gardner maybe pulled up, doesn't look happy as they go towards the next, the plain fence, and Wishful Thinking over that one. He's reining back Mr. Gardner. He has jumped that fence. Let's just see. Yes, he's pulling him up now, Mr. Gardner. Robinson Collonge is a long way behind as well, and Boogler has dropped out. Wishful Thinking jumping the ditch, going up the hill, leads the way, jumping well too, from Noble Prince in second. Loosen My Load in third. Ireland second and third. Then Mr. Thriller. Radium is back in 5th place from Mr. Cracker, who's still going quite well. Another plain fence. This leader is jumping immaculately at the moment. Wishful Thinking in the hands of Richard Johnson as they race slightly left-handed and slightly on the descent now to the 4th last. Noble Prince in 2nd place. Loosen My Load in 3rd on the outside in some very successful colours already this week, jumping 4 out. Wishful Thinking, Loosen My Load is looming up very strongly though in 2nd place under Andrew Lynch. Then Noble Prince and Radium as they start down the hill. Mr. Cracker chasing them. Blazing Tempo, the mare, is beginning to stay on from the rear from Mr. Thriller. This is the 3rd last. Wishful Thinking and Loosen My Load, and Wishful Thinking's jumping again was the best there as they race towards the final turn. Wishful Thinking, Radium now unleashing a run out wide. Loosen My Load, but look on the inside. McCoy still has a chance on Noble Prince there, sitting fairly quietly as they run round the final turn. 2 fences left to jump in the Jewson. Wishful Thinking is pressed again by Loosen My Load. Noble Prince into 3rd, and then Radium in 4th place as they now race to the 2nd last. Wishful Thinking, another brilliant jump. Noble Prince now after him in 2nd with Loosen My Load 3rd as they race to the final fence. McCoy producing. Noble Prince on the outside of his old rival Richard Johnson, and this time Wishful Thinking didn't jump it so well, and Noble Prince takes it up as they race up the Cheltenham Hill, and it's going to be won here for the 15 times champion jockey. Noble Prince driven clear by Tony McCoy, and a beautiful ride too. Noble Prince wins the Jewson, yet another winner for Ireland. In 2nd place, Wishful Thinking, a great round of jumping until the last. Then Loosen My Load and Radium, Mr. Thriller, Blazing Tempo. Then came Mr. Cracker and Coot Hill, and Boogler well beaten off. And that'll put a smile on his face for sure. Tony McCoy gets off the mark here, and a tremendous win for the Paul Nolan team here with Noble Prince, who's been a very consistent horse this season in Ireland. A class horse, had some class form in the past on the flat, decent horse, really took the eye in the parade ring as well, as we heard from Alice Plunkett and Ted Walsh earlier on, and beautifully produced by Tony McCoy to challenge Wishful Thinking at the last. He just got in a bit tight there, Wishful Thinking. Other than that, his jumping was a joy to watch, but that cost him momentum, and Noble Prince was coming home much the stronger.
Well, AP, brilliant to get one on the board, and he was immaculate.
Yeah, it's always a lot easier to ride horses that are going well, Alice, than ones that are not, you know, but it's great, you know. I haven't done many rides for the Nolans, but Dave Roberts got me this stud, and his form was pretty good behind Raftov in the Arc at Leopardstown in the better ground. Being a Monju probably helped him, you know.
And this is your 200th winner of the season.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's I suppose I'm better known for just beating around the country, aren't I? But it's nice to have winners at Cheltenham. I mean, this is everything, you know. But as I said, it's difficult to get on the good ones.
When you've got some good ones coming up, because don't push it, you've gone down to 10 stone 5 for that. And Alberta's run, last year's Ryanair winner.
Yeah, both of them have obviously not lived up to the heights that